Okay, guys. Today I'm going to show you how to solve for the surface area and volume of this cylinder. Up, not so fast. Can you guess what cylinder is this? You might think that this is a literal cylinder. However, it's not that really a cylinder. It's half a cylinder. You know why? If you were to scrutinize or look closely, look at the base. Do you think it forms a whole circle? No, it doesn't. So it's just only half. You thought kasi when you see cans like this, that's literally a cylinder na eh. Pero it's just half. Moreover, normally for the sake of a literal cylinder, meron siyang na ganon. If the interior parts were curved, then that is the whole cylinder. But we don't see a whole cylinder for now. It's just particularly a half cylinder. Or if I were to check on it via another perspective, like for instance, kung ganito, you notice it's parang like a hollow block. A block that, ano yun, meron siyang curve na ganon, tapos may semicircle dito, tapos may semicircle dito, tapos may base siya dito. So if I were to check on it via this perspective, tama, it's really a half cylinder. Not naman literally a whole cylinder. Or if I were to check on this perspective naman, so tama, parang siyang tulay. Parang siyang tulay, you just have to get over the bridge. And then parang siyang may, ano yun, ilog sa baba. Parang tulay lang siya. And then there's an arc underneath it. So that's why this is really a half cylinder. Although I tricked you folks to let you see that it were really a true cylinder. But if you were to look at it through a different perspective, yun nga, iba talaga siya. Hindi siya whole cylinder. Half cylinder lang. Okay? So now how do we solve for the surface area and the volume of a half cylinder? For the surface area, this could be a bit tricky. But here's the catch. It's just like what you did when you solve for the area, the surface area of a literal cylinder. Whole cylinder. Alam mo yung formula? The formula goes like this. Remember 2 pi r squared. What does 2 pi r squared mean? Kasi po pi times r squared, it means the area of one whole circle. And then you have to multiply that by 2 because there are two circles that are congruent. Kaya lang, since it's a half circle, you're gonna have to divide that by 2. Diba? So therefore, half circle. And then multiply it by 2. So there are two half circles that are being multiplied, that are being added together. Right? Because they're congruent, so they form a literal circle. Right? Now, remember, that's the one. Now, remember this part, yung what you call this, yung curved part na ganon. Like, di ba remember kanina, what did I tell you? If I were to look at it via this perspective, kung wala sa tingin mo, kung naging whole cylinder siya, it would roll. Pero, since what you call this, it's a half cylinder, it will stand. Hindi siya mag-roll unless it's a whole cylinder. So, therefore, that's a bridge. And the bridge will only be from this point up to that point. Normally, if it were an entire cylinder, it would still curve around. Kaya nga remember the formula of the cylinder, yung curved part, it's always pi times d times h. Diba? Kaya lang, since it's only half, diba remember, it starts from here to here. Kung whole cylinder siya, it will roll until back to base. Pero since it's a half cylinder, it stopped up to here lang, which is only 1/2. So therefore, i-divide mo lang by 2. Okay? So therefore, that's the formula. 2 pi r squared plus pi times d times h. Alright? Divide by, and then you can divide those by 2. You can also do it this way. You can also, what you call this, put all of this formula together, sum it up, and then at the end, divide by 2. Or you can do it this way para individualize. Ganun kasimple. Okay? So now, let's work on this. It says here that the diameter of the what you call this, the cylindrical can is 7.5 centimeters. And the height is 5 centimeters. Now, here's how we do it. First, let's get the area of the semicircles. For the area of the semicircles, it's just pi times radius squared divided by 2. Pero you don't have to divide by 2 anymore since the 2's cancel when we multiply them together, diba? Moreover, if you were to look at this formula, i-cancel mo lang to. So therefore, it's just pi times radius squared. Take note that 7.5 is the diameter. So we need to get the radius. So therefore, 7.5 divided by 2. We should get 7.5. That should be, ano to, this should be 3, diba? 3 3.7, di ba? 3.7. So, tama, 3.75. So, therefore, ang radius squared ay 3.75. 3.75 times 3.75. 25. 5 times 7 is 35 plus 2, 39. And then 5 times 3 is 15, 18. I think this might take a long time, so I may need to use a calculator for help. Yan, so ang radius squared namin ay 14.0675. Diba? That's radius squared. Now, we multiply that by pi. We should get 44.15625 square centimeters. Okay? So, that is for the half circle. Ano yung volume? 44.15625. Now, we need to get the curved part. For the curved part, ano yung formula? Pi times d times h divided by 2. So, ang gagawin namin, it's going to be like this. 3.14 pi times the diameter. Ano yung diameter? 7.5, di ba? 7.5 times the height, which is 5, and then divide by 2. 7.5 times 5, that should be 15, 30. So, tama, 37.5, di ba? Tama ba? Yan. Tama ba? Tama, it's 37.5. So, therefore, it's 3.14 times 37.5. Ganito siya. And this should be 1570. 21 point, ano yun? 21.98, diba? And then 942. Add this up all together. 5, 6 plus 9, 15, 17, 7, 11. So, therefore, that's our answer. Okay? If I were to multiply this with a calculator, yes, we should get 11. 170.75. So, yan yung sagot. Now, we add this up, and we should get 10, 9, 4 plus 7 is 11, and then 6, 1. And ta-da! We're done! Now, I'm just joking. We're still not yet done. You know why? Take a look again. Remember, if I were to look at the figure, we're still not yet done. Alam mo bakit? Yes. Kasi po, di ba remember, not like last time when it were a full cylinder, we have what you call this. Di ba remember, kinuha tayo yung dalawang base. Di ba? We have already gotten the two bases. Now, and then from there, we already got na pi times d times h. Pero, that only ends up to that point lang. Remember what did I tell you about the tulay, the bridge perspective? You forgot the kanina sa baba. Kasi po, there's a base. Diba, remember kakasabi ko kanina, unless it were rolling, unless, what you call this, full cylinder siya, mag-roll siya. Kapag kinut off, it would be like a bridge. Kaya meron siyang nakaharang to make it stand. That's why, diba remember, that's 1 and 2. Tapos yung curved part, that's the 3. So therefore, meron pa tayong isang face, which is the rectangle. So therefore, to solve for the perimeter of, to solve for the area of the rectangle, madali lang yan. Alam mo bakit? Diameter times the height. Tama. So 7.5 times 5, which is 3.7, which is 37.5. So we put that into our formula. And we should get 14, 9, 19. So therefore, that's the surface area. 199.4062 square cm. Alright? That is the surface area. That pertains to the surface area, guys. Now we need to solve for the volume. For the volume, madali lang yan. First, you get the area of the base. Take note, it's just like a cylinder, right? Cylinder lang to, diba? It's like a cylinder. You know the area, the volume of a cylinder, right? It's always pi times radius squared times the h, diba? Get the area of one circle, then times the height. Now since it's a semicircle, get the area of the base. So therefore, it's pi times the radius squared times the height divided by 2. Or pi times radius squared divided by 2 times the height. Either way, it works. So now let's do this. Okay? So therefore, we have 3.14. Diba remember ito yung area ng circle, diba? Semicircle. 3.14 times the radius squared, 7.5 squared. Teka, that's 3.5, diba? 3.75. 37.5. Tama. Kung chinek ko with a calculator, it should be like this. 7.5 divided by 2, therefore it should be 3.75. At tama, hindi siya 37.5. It's 3.75 pala. 3.75. So therefore, I got the area wrong. Okay pala, kasi po, diba remember, if you have 7.5 divided by 2, it's 3.75. Unlike I did 7.5 times 5, it's 37.5 pala. That's why I noticed bakit the decimal point changed. How tricky. But anyway, sometimes this fools you. Pero what is important, you know the mechanics. Okay? So 3.14 times 37, so 3.14 times 3.75 squared. You should get this. Then divide by 2, so you should get 22.07. Now we have to multiply it with the height. And our height is 5 centimeters. So multiply it with the height, so yun yung volume. So, ang volume namin ay 110.390625 cm cube. Now, if we were asked to convert that to liters, this would be ml, di ba? So, 1 liter is worth 1,000 ml. But 110.30625 ml, shift the decimal point 3 places to the right, to the left, therefore it should be 0.110390625 liters. So, yun lang. And if I were to do it here, divide by 1,000, yan. 0.110390625 liters. That's it.